Hey, today is another Wreck This Journal. So I don't have anything to say like I usually do in the intro, so let's get into the pages we're doing today. First page is this one. Don't know what that was. It says add your own page numbers. So I actually already added all of my page numbers off camera because I don't think it's that interesting to watch. But now I have to decorate it, so let's go do that one. So as you can see, we have another new setup. I'm just trying all sorts of things, but I think this is the best one because you can like see what I'm doing. Anyway, I started by sketching out numbers and then colored them in with colored pencils. And then for the letters, I just outlined them with these 3 colors. And then for the background, I did a light pink colored pencil. The next page I'm doing is this one, and it says make a funnel, drink some water, and like you cut it out, you roll it up and tape it, and then you drink water out of it. So yeah, let's go do that one. So for this one, I ripped out the page and then I cut it out, and then I took the markers that I've used in every single video and then did like a splotchy rainbow and whatever, so when the water hits it, it like all bleeds together and make it look really cool. So then I just colored the whole thing with markers, and then I taped it up with washi tape. The third page I'm doing is this one, and it says slide the journal this face down along hallway. So let's go do that one. So I had no idea what to do, so I just started to draw a sun, and I'm like, okay. So I just sketched out a sun, erased it so you couldn't see the lines, and then I used my markers once again, and then colored it in, and ba-bam. So then I cut it out, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a circle or a square, and I landed on a square, and then I glued it into the book. And the last page I'm doing is this one, and it says color outside the lines. So we have some bleeding from this page. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna glue in another piece of paper and then trace over the letters in the circle. I'm probably gonna have to do that because I'm not going to be able to stand having those lines. So yeah, let's go do that one. So to start this page, I glued in the page, like I said, and then I cut it out around it so it would be all nice and neat. And then I started outlining everything. And this was pretty annoying to do because I had to like draw things and then color them in with my tiny marker, and I don't know, but I did get it done eventually. And then I started sketching out my design, and then I colored it in with colored pencils, and I made like a little ice cream cone. But I am going to explain this, so don't, if you recognize it, don't yell at me or anything because I'm going to explain it right now. Alright, so I finished all the pages, but before I show you them, I want to tell you something. And you might not want to skip this because this is important if you have a Wreck This Journal and you're going to be doing the prompts inside. So remember in yesterday's video that one of the prompts were do something unpredictable, destructive with the book, and I did, and I threw it, and it hit the tile floor really hard. Make a sudden, destructive, unpredictable movement with the journal. Okay. I didn't think it was that bad, but today while I was sliding it down the hallway for this video, the book broke in 2. And I was really sad. I didn't know what to do. I was like shocked, but that's because I don't think I was handling the book very easily. Like I would toss it to my dad and he would pick a page, but I don't think I was being very careful with it because some of the prompts were like to crack the spine and that stuff. So if you have a Wreck This Journal, I would not recommend that you like actually crack the spine because it might crack in 2 like mine. Here, I'll show you. Look at that. It's literally taped together. So after the whole thing that's happening in the world right now, after that calms down and stores open, we're gonna go get the spine rebound or get the book bound. You can do that nowadays, thank you, with technology. But they can like fix the spines if they break because I guess it happens more often than usual, but more often than usual. That doesn't sound right. if you're gonna try and make it look cutesy or whatever, I would not like crack the spine or anything because it might end up into like mine. That wasn't a good idea either. But anyway, enough of me talking. I'm going to show you the pages that I finished today. So here is one of them. Here's the numbers page, and it says add your own page numbers. And I did, like I said, but I think this came out pretty cute. I did like, I don't know, I just outlined them with random colors that I thought went together. And then I like drew some numbers down here, and then I did the background in pink. Then I did this one, and it was slide the journal face down a long hallway. I have no idea why I just drew a picture of a sun, and then I glued it in there. I have no idea why. It's kind of hard to come up with an idea when it's like all black. I don't know, but I didn't want to leave it blank, so I drew a sun. So yeah, there's this one. And then I did this one. And before you start yelling at me, I know I got inspiration from Moriah Elizabeth on this page. I'll put in a picture of hers. Hers is really good, and I had no idea what to draw for this. I had no clue, so I did the ice cream cone. And I'm not trying to copy her. Her ideas are just so good. So sorry if you're mad at me, but I do have a couple pages that I got inspiration from her in this book. Anyway, I did that, and the reason why that page is so much whiter is because I glued another piece of paper because it bled through from the other page, so that's why that's like that. Then for some reason I just drew a flower, or if that's even a flower. It's kind of hard to tell far away, but it's a flower. And then this page, like I said, a lot of these pages are getting ripped out, and the one I did today was the funnel page, and I just used marker, and when it dried, they like bled together. It actually kind of looks cool, but I did drink water out of it, so pretty cool. Alright, so those were all the pages I did today. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and hit the little bell so you'll be notified every time I post, and I'll see you in my next one. Toodles!